To Intervision FM, and this is Johnny J. And on today's show, we're going to talk about NBA has lost 65% of their audience, and why is that? And of course, the football league is closely behind that as well. So we're gonna talk about reasons why they're losing so much of the audience. I mean, young kids, they love basketball. They love these basketball stars. So why would they stop watching basketballs? Stop not tuning in. Why would they? The families spending $100, $200 on a ticket per ticket, or wouldn't take their families to go see the game. Well, we're going to talk about that. If this is the first time you've ever seen me, I want to let you know that my name is Johnny J. I am the only totally blind TV producer on public access right now. I do a show on Channel 56 on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on Denver Comcast, and so I hold the record for being the only blind TV producer on public access TV. So what do you want? Like a rhythm for it? A participation rhythm for it? No, okay. No, I don't want that. And if you haven't yet, go review, get my book, 6 Shades of Blindness, a review on Amazon. It's going to be released on December the 7th. So go up there, give it a review, get a pre-order of the copy of the book. And I could tell who's giving it a review or not, because it says right there when I go check it out. So don't give me no lip service saying, yeah, we like it, but you don't go and do anything, right? So go out there and do a pre-order. Also, our radio station, we're on Intervision FM 24/7, 7 days a week. Give us some feedback. We just started our new morning show and afternoon drive show. And so if you would like to become a DJ, or you'd like to volunteer with us, or you'd like to be one of our salespeople to develop underwriters for our radio station and shows, and we are looking for volunteers to help us out with that as well, and coordinate some of this stuff. Okay, so now I don't watch basketball myself. Don't watch football. It's not my Denver Broncos. So long before they started taking the knee and calling all their white fans racist, or maybe their white fans who are not Democrats, they start calling them racist. They had a good thing going on. I mean, even if you were a second-rate or third-rate NBA player, you could make up to the realms of $10 million. $10 million to go out there and dribble a ball and work hard and prove yourself on the court and be entertaining at the same time. And they used to have a clause in there that you have to conduct yourself in a certain way. And I get it, and I thought they had a while there. They had a clause there where it says, if you want to protest or whatever, you can do whatever you want to do. In the off season, if you want to support, buy a school, a charter school, or if you want to support the black community, and do things like that, during the off season or something, knock yourself out. But somehow, the managers, the owners, got bullied into this false narrative hands up, don't shoot never was the case, because Brown was reaching into the car trying to take the policeman's gun, and it doesn't go well. Believe me, if you young people don't know, if you're trying to take a policeman's gun, it will not go well. And I don't know why your parents didn't tell you that. I don't know, were they too busy, snorting cocaine or shooting up heroin or smoking the marijuana, or why they never told you, now son, don't try to take a gun away from a policeman. Even if you think you're joking, that policeman doesn't know you, and it might not end up well for you. Okay? I hate to tell you this, maybe your daddy, your mommy, maybe they don't love you enough, and I don't love you, I don't even know you, to tell you that there's certain things that you don't do if you want life to not end up in a very bad way, as it did with Michael Brown. And that's reaching into a police car trying to take his gun away. Now you could say, well, you could have shot him in an arm, or you should, but they're not trained to shoot him in the arm or in the leg like Sleepy Joe Biden or Jim Crow Joe Biden says. They're trained to shoot the mass part of the body, the chest, the mass part of the body, to stop that aggression if they have to go to deadly force. Okay, so you got that false narrative going. Then you got this organization that is a arm of the Democratic Party, where you donate to that, corporations and other people and businesses have donated to it, and it goes to another location. Now, none of that money will ever see the light of day in a black community. Let me say that again. Maybe you didn't understand me. None of that money will ever see the light of day in a black community. Why? Because the organization Black Lives Matter is just a trigger name to get donations for people who feel guilty for whatever reason. People who are bullied into feeling guilty, people who are ashamed into feeling guilty about their skin color. Right? And many of these groups are ran by Marxists, communists, agitators, and if you notice, the Antifa, they go into black, blue-ran cities and states. They go into those urban areas and they destroy black-owned businesses, and they destroy businesses that could hire black people. And they smile at you and say, Black Lives Matter. That's why we're going into your neighborhoods and destroying and looting, because Black Lives Matter. And many of these groups, black people, maybe you don't know this, but people, they don't like you. Because anytime they go into your neighborhood or our neighborhood and destroy our businesses, and destroy businesses that could hire us, and destroy property that they haven't paid for, that's not somebody who loves you. And I once had to tell a friend, I had a friend that she was a lesbian friend of mine, and she had this other lesbian lover, and the lover was saying, hey, could you pay for my car insurance? And the lesbian lover was draining her so much that my friend had to eat dog food And so I came over, brought some peace over, and I told her, a real friend doesn't borrow so much money from you that you have to end up eating dog food. But she didn't understand what I was saying. And her lover friend, when she found out that I was messing with her goose with the golden egg, she got my ex-friend now, I guess, to attack me and accuse me because her lesbian girlfriend said, well, this guy's ruffling the feathers, and convinced her that I was the bad person because I said, no friend will borrow so much money from you that you have to eat dog food to survive because you're so-called helping out your lover. Some people are stupid, and some people don't have common sense. And that's when people like myself come to play. And some people say, well, because of what you went through with this friend and being accused and just attacked by him, would you do it again? And yes, I would, And, maybe the person won't listen again. But when you know the right thing to do and the right thing to say and you don't say it, what good is it to have information? And I understand, like in the Bible says, sometimes if you throw your pearls before swine, don't do that. And sometimes you gotta figure out like who's the swine, and maybe I shouldn't have thrown my pearls before this lady. And if she wanted to eat dog food and felt that was in her best interest, I should have let her do that. But here we go with the NBA. They're losing 65% of their viewers. 65% of the viewers, and some, they're making $10 million. Now you got the really high achievers, the really stars, the LeBron James and whatever, maybe buying $32 million houses, and I don't know, maybe a lot of us blacks and a lot of people are not taught economic wealth and how to build your wealth and how not to buy things that are going to depreciate. And we're not really taught about money. We're not, a lot of them are in the 20s and 30s, and they don't know. Well, get some land, get some property, get some assets, get some things where you can extend your legacy. And a lot of us, we don't understand that. We're playing the game. We're making this crazy money, $10 million a year, and we look at our bank account and we say, hey, that's like FU money. So if we want to go and we want to put the Marxist name on our helmet, BLM, that gives money to the Democrat Party, and that money never sees the light of day in black communities. It sees the light of day in the white politicians that are today's Jim Crow. Yeah, that's what I said. The day's Jim Crow. Look at some of the Malcolm X videos about Democrats and Dixiecrats. And the same thing Malcolm X said back in the early 60s is the same thing true about these Democrats today. The same thing is true today. They haven't changed their colors or anything. And let me tell you another thing. When Jim Crow law started, they took away all the guns so the KKK could ride in and terrorize a lot of black people. They said, oh, that's going way back then. Every time a Democrat says they want to take away your guns, black people, they want to make it hard for you to have guns, black people. Look at history. If you forget history, when they did it, and they successfully did it back for that 100 years, or a great portion of 100 years, and the Jim Crow laws was there. They were there to lynch you, hang you in trees. It didn't go well. It didn't go well when they denied us our Second Amendment rights. It did not go well. And every time you see their ugly head raised up and talk about gun control, it's gun control so they can take guns away from you. So they can go back into your neighborhoods and terrorize you again. Yes, terrorize you again. And Joe Biden, 47 years, look at his history. He's been in politics for 47 years. What has he ever done for any black person? Let me tell you what he's done. In 1994, him and Barack Obama, before Barack, him and Bill Clinton sculptured a bill to put you black people in jail if you smoke marijuana for 10, 20 years, and sometimes a lifetime. And then when Joe Biden got into office in 2008 upward, did he go to Barack Obama and say, hey, I made a mistake back in 1994. I put a lot of black people in jail for just smoking marijuana or a first-time offense. Maybe we should reverse that. Hell no, he didn't say nothing about that. Hell no, he didn't. Why not? He loves black people so much. They love black people so much. Why didn't he go in the office and say, man, I made a mistake. We're here now, so let's correct that mistake. Let's do criminal reform and let's reverse what we did, what with me and Bill Clinton getting serviced by some intern, Monica Lewinsky. Let's reverse. Maybe it was so good. Monica Lewinsky on her knees was so good that Bill Clinton, didn't have time to do it in his 8 years when he realized that what he was doing to the black community. But Bill, that's another horse of a different color, right? But now you're in with our first LGBTQ president, Barack Obama. And why didn't you, Joe Biden, come up to the president and say, hey, I know you're not black unless you vote for us, Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, but I need to reverse what we did, me and Bill did to the black community, passing that bill that locked up a lot of people just for smoking marijuana. And here in Colorado, we got Polis. He says now he's going to erase, that on the records of people who got arrested in the 70s and the 80s and 90s, because it's illegal here. But he still can't sleep well because he let out a lot of very violent criminals, and one of those criminals ended up killing a 21-year-old mother. So maybe he's trying to say, well, if I do this, I can sleep good. Jared Polis, maybe he said, maybe I can sleep better. And then Michael Hancock, the mayor, when his policies said in December, it was December 21st, and he let that gangbanger get out and not get deported back to Mexico. And then in January, this gangbanger and another friend shot and killed a 32-year-old guy on the light rail going to work. So maybe they're trying to do things. They do one thing to cause the policies that have destroyed the community, and so they try to do something else, maybe to sleep better at night. Or maybe these guys have no conscience at all. And today when I'm recording this, they're down on 14th and Logan, clearing up the homeless mess again. And on this weekend, we're going to have another event where, since they didn't protect the people on the Blue Rally, we're going to be down there again at 3 o'clock at the Civic Center again, and we'll see what happens, whether you see this show after that or before. So anyway, so what do you guys think? So the NBA and the lady who negotiates the money for these guys, she says, okay, you guys, if you walk out, you understand that you're not going to get paid. They're not going to pay you your $10 million a year if you walk out and say, oh, well, you know, we're going to protest. Now the owners and the managers, they're going to get paid because they're working, right? They're the owner's going to make sure I'm going to get my profit on this. And whose check do you think they're going to cut? You think the manager, the owners are going to cut their check? They're going to cut your $10 million. And he said, well, hey, you know, I got $10 million. But if you're spending like $5 million on your house and your security and all that, and you're spending another on your cars and your clothes and your travel and all, you'll be amazed how quickly you could run through $10 million. $10,000 is easy to run through. $10 million, you'll be amazed. If money's going out and money's not coming in, you're paying for lawyers, you're paying for your medical, you're paying for this and that, you'll be amazed. I mean, $10 million sounds like a lot of money. But when you lose 65% of your audience, and that $10 million turns into $7 million, turns into $4 million, turns into $1 million, and you're still living like you're making $10 million, you're going to see the crunch. So keep it up, NBA. Keep it up. Keep giving your audience the middle finger. Keep it up. And you too, you football idiots. You keep it up. And letting the left give you that false narrative that policemen are out hunting black people. There's some bad apples in there, but if they were hunting black people, they would be more successful, don't you think? They'd be just as successful as the black community and black young people killing each other. Do you think they'd be that successful? Instead of in 2019, only 19 unarmed black people were shot. I said, no, was it 19? It was 19. And then it was even more unarmed white people that were shot. Right? Don't you think they would be more successful? As successful as they are at, it was in the park in California. Somebody drove by to shoot, shot a little 9-year-old, killed her, shot 2 other people. Don't you think they'll be just as successful as your drive-by shooters who in a weekend in Chicago kills about 60 or more people, shoot about 60 or more people, and then out of that so many people died? Wake up, black people. Wake up, black people. Let's see who's watching the show today, all right? Let's see. I'm going to see who's all right, because I come on here and I don't tell you guys when I'm coming on. But interesting. All right. But you guys will catch it. You'll catch it. And leave your comments below. Share this to YouTube. Share it and like it. And let me know what you say about this as well. If Facebook and Zimmerman is not cutting down my reach. I heard Zimmerman started this, so he can meet up with girls. Hope you were lucky, Zimmerman, to meet up with the women. Anyway, go rate my book pre-order it and rate it 6 Shades of Blindness, and check out our radio station, IntervisionFM.com, and request songs in there. Call us on our voicemail, 720-324-7278, 720-324-7278. All right. God bless. See you the next time.